Hey folks, picture this. You're sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee, sorting through that pile of loose change you keep promising to roll up and take to the bank. You spot a quarter. Nothing fancy. Just your average George Washington staring blankly into space. But wait, it's a 1994 quarter. You flip it over. It's got a little P on it, right above the word Liberty. You shrug, toss it into the coin jar, and move on, because that little 1994 P Washington quarter could be worth $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1 million. Grab your magnifying glasses and raid your coin stash, because today, we're diving into one of the most surprising stories in the world of modern coin collecting. We're talking about the 1994 P Washington quarter that's been valued at a cool $1 million. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why, how to spot it, and why your couch cushions might be hiding a treasure chest in disguise. So buckle up, keep your coffee warm, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button by the end, because coins aren't just pocket change anymore. They're jackpot tickets in disguise. Alright, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Or in this case, the quarters and copper. First off, let's break it down for those new to the coin game. The P mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. 1994 wasn't exactly a rare year for quarters. Millions were produced. We're not talking about a coin that's rare because there's only 5 in the world. Nope. This bad boy stands out because of a perfect storm of condition, error, and demand. Let me explain with a little analogy. You ever see those garage sale couches that suddenly turn out to be designer furniture from the 1800s? It's kinda like that, except instead of a dusty love seat, you've got a 25-cent piece that's somehow become the Brad Pitt of pocket change. Now, not every 1994 P quarter is worth $1 million. Let's get that out of the way before you quit your job and start digging under vending machines. Most of them are still worth, you guessed it, 25 cents. But there's a specific version of this coin that collectors go absolutely bananas over. I'm talking pristine, like it just rolled out of the mint yesterday. No scratches, no nicks, no signs of Uncle Jerry trying to use it as a screwdriver. That means every single line in Washington's hair is crisp. You can basically count the number of curls on the guy's powdered wig. This is where it gets fun. Some of the $1 million versions have what's called a double die. Basically the coin got stamped twice, slightly off, and the details are blurry or doubled up. Off-center strikes or clipped planchets. Sounds fancy, right? Basically, it means the coin got struck in the wrong place or had a chunk missing from the start. Imagine baking a cookie with a bite taken out of the dough. That's a clipped planchet. These quirky little mistakes turn an ordinary quarter into a collector's dream. And when a coin like that gets graded professionally, especially by the big dogs at PCGS or NGC, and it scores high, say MS 67 or above, that's when the $1 million offers start flying. Now, I know what you're thinking. This guy probably heard about this from some numismatic newsletter. About 5 years ago, I was helping my dad clean out the garage. We came across an old coffee can full of coins. Now, my dad, bless him, had been tossing change in that can since the 80s. It was practically a time capsule. I picked up a shiny 1994 P quarter and jokingly said, "Hey, maybe this one's worth $1 million." He chuckled, tossed it in his truck's cup holder, and forgot about it. Fast forward to last year. We were watching one of those late-night coin shows, and guess what came up? Yup. A 1994 P quarter with a double die error. Sold at auction for just over $1 million. We both sat there in stunned silence. Then I remembered that quarter. The one I'd joked about. The one in his truck cup holder. We ran out there like a couple of kids on Christmas morning. Was it the $1 million one? Nope. Turns out, his cup holder had turned it into a scratched-up hockey puck. But man, it was close. Don't store them next to your sunglasses and loose bolts. It's all about supply and demand. The coin collecting community is constantly on the hunt for unique, well-preserved pieces. When someone finds a coin with a unique error in top condition, and it's the only one known to exist in that grade. That rarity drives up the price like a rocket, and collectors love stories. The weirder, the better. So when a regular 1994 quarter has some unexpected twist, a minting error, a condition rarity, or both, people start reaching for their wallets. There's also something psychological about these modern rarities. Anyone could have had one. It's not like a coin from the 1700s where you assume it was buried under a castle. Nope. That 1994 P could have come from your change at the gas station last week. Alright, so here's what you do. Next time you get a handful of change, grab a magnifying glass and a soft cloth. Look at your 1994 quarters first, check for that P mint mark. Next, examine the lettering and date for any doubling. Look especially at the word Liberty, the date, 1994, and the motto, In God We Trust. Flip it over and inspect the eagle's feathers for clarity. A strong strike means better odds of high grading. Off-center, doubled, oddly shaped, hold onto it, and do not clean it. Coin collectors hate cleaned coins. Keep it natural, then, if you think you've got something, take it to a local coin dealer or send it to a professional grading service. It might cost you a few bucks, but if it comes back graded in mint state with a rare error, you could be on your way to buying a new truck. Or 5.so. Let's wrap this up. The 1994 P Washington quarter is like that one kid in high school who seemed average at first, then showed up at the reunion as a millionaire tech genius. Sure, most of them are just regular quarters. But a rare few, especially with the right errors and mint condition, are worth up to $1 million today. That means the next time you're fishing for change in the car, don't just grab the quarters for the parking meter. Take a second look. You might be holding a lottery ticket in disguise, and hey, if this kind of treasure hunting gets your wheels turning, you're gonna want to stick with us, because there are a lot more coins out there worth serious cash, and I've got the tips, tricks, and stories to help you find them. So hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a coin worth money. Remember, the next $1 million find could be hiding in your pocket right now. Where coins aren't just coins, they're tiny round treasure chests hiding in plain sight. Now let me ask you a quick question. When was the last time you checked the change in your pocket? Or that old jar of coins under the bed that's been collecting dust since the Clinton administration? Because today, we're talking about a coin that could make you a millionaire overnight. I'm talking about the 1991 P Washington quarter. Yeah, that ordinary little thing with George Washington's face on it. Well, guess what? One very special version of it is worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million. That's right. $1.01 short of $1,000,001 ice cream sundaes. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, and don't let grandma's coin jar out of your sight, because we're diving deep into how one simple quarter from 1991 could be worth more than your car, your house, and your left kidney combined. Let's start with the basics. The 1991 P Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the little P mint mark on the front just next to Washington's ponytail. These coins were part of the standard circulation, millions of them were made. So how does one go from being lunch money to mansion money? Most 1991 P quarters are just that, quarters. You can flip them, spend them, or throw them in a parking meter and no one will blink. But one specific error version has skyrocketed in value. Why? Because it was struck on the wrong planchet. Instead of being minted on a typical copper nickel-clad disc, it was struck on a silver planchet or an experimental alloy. And boom, just like that, we've got a coin that shouldn't exist. Add in a few other variables like ultra-high grade condition, think mint state 67 and above, and you've got a coin collectors would sell their golf clubs and flat screens for. That rare combo of a minting error and pristine condition? That's where the money lives. Let me tell you a little story to bring this home. Back in 2012, I was helping my uncle Rick clean out his garage. Now, Rick's not exactly what you'd call organized. The man once stored a sandwich in a toolbox. So anyway, we're digging through bins of tangled cords and forgotten fishing lures, when I come across this grimy old coffee tin. Inside? A whole mess of coins. Most of it was just your average stuff. Pennies, dimes, a few Chuck E. Cheese tokens. But one quarter caught my eye. It had that Philly P mark, and it looked shinier, heavier, different. I didn't think much of it at the time, so I tossed it back in the tin. Flash forward a few years. I'm scrolling through an article about rare quarters, and bam, there it was. That same coin. 1991 P mint error. Worth over $1 million that I raced back to Uncle Rick's garage like I was in a scene from a Fast and Furious movie, and wouldn't you know it, the tin was gone. Rick said he gave it away at a garage sale. Probably sold the whole thing for $5 and a handshake. So yeah, that stings. But it taught me something important: always check your change. Now, let's talk about how you can tell if your 1991 P quarter is worth a fortune. First, flip the coin over and check for that little P on the front near Washington's ponytail. That tells you it was made in Philadelphia. Next, check the edge. Regular quarters have a copper core, so if you look at the side, you'll see a reddish strip between the nickel layers. If your 1991 P has a solid silver edge, no copper ring in sight, you might be holding something rare. Also, take a close look for any unusual weight or thickness. Rare error coins may weigh slightly more or less than the typical 5.67 grams. No scratches, clean surface, and crisp edges, you're in good shape. The ones fetching 7 figures are usually graded by professional coin grading services, like PCGS or NGC, and have a grade of MS67 or better. Okay, say lightning strikes and you find one of these babies in your sock drawer. Now what? Do not spend it on a burrito. I don't care how hungry you are. Instead, get it authenticated. Send it to a reputable grading service. Once you've got the paperwork proving its rarity, you've got options. Auctions are a big one. Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers are known for big coin deals. You can also go private, but make sure you have a dealer you can trust. This isn't something you want to sell on a Facebook garage sale page. You might also want to chat with a coin appraiser or lawyer if it really turns out to be $1 million piece. That's life-changing money. You want to do it right. So there you have it. A plain OL 1991 P quarter could be your golden ticket. Or silver ticket. Or silver error on the wrong planchet ticket. If we're being precise, it's wild to think that something as small as a quarter could be worth over $1 million. But that's the magic of coin collecting. It's like modern-day treasure hunting. You don't need a shovel or a map, just a keen eye and maybe a magnifying glass. Before you rush off to tear apart your couch cushions, here's the deal. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin tips, rare finds, and hilarious personal stories that mostly involve me losing money in weird ways, then smash that subscribe button like it owes you money. Hit the bell so you don't miss the next video, because trust me, you never know when I'll be talking about a coin that might be hiding in your pocket. Leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're gonna go digging through your change jar tonight. I wanna hear your stories too. And hey, maybe next time, you'll be the one telling folks about the $1 million coin you almost spent at Taco Bell. Hey folks, let me hit you with a question that'll have you flipping your couch cushions like a detective in a heist movie. What if I told you that a regular old quarter from 1978, with a tiny little D under Washington's neck, could be worth $1.2 million today? Nope, this ain't a joke. We're not talking about a gold-plated special edition or a coin kissed by Elvis. We're talking about a plain old Washington quarter from Denver, minted in 1978. Now before you run to raid your piggy bank or start side-eyeing your junk drawer, stick around. I'm about to tell you everything you need to know about this crazy valuable coin, why it's so special, what to look for, and how you might just strike it rich without ever buying a lottery ticket. And hey, if you like finding out how your spare change could be your retirement plan, smash that subscribe button and stick with me. This channel is all about coin collecting, crazy finds, and the secrets hiding in your pocket change. Now buckle up, because we're diving into the story of how a little coin from 1978 turned into $1 million jackpot. Picture it, the year is 1978. Disco's still a thing, gas is cheap, well, cheapish, and people are cruising in Ford Pintos with cassette tapes blasting Bee Gees. Meanwhile, at the Denver Mint, a batch of Washington quarters is rolling off the presses, just like they had been for years. Totally normal. You've probably held one at some point. But among them, one became a legend. Here's the thing. It's not that every 1978 D quarter is worth a fortune. Most are worth, well, a quarter. Maybe a bit more if they're in mint condition. But there are a few unicorns out there. One in particular sold for over $1.2 million because of three key things. We're talking about a near-perfect coin. Not a scratch. Not a blemish. Graded by the pros at MS 68 or higher. This baby had a rare strike-through error. That means something funky happened at the mint, like a piece of cloth or grease getting between the die and the coin. It's like the mint left its autograph on it. You got deep-pocket collectors out there who are obsessed with filling holes in their collections. If they're missing a high-grade 1978 D with that exact error, they'll pay top dollar, literally. So this one quarter didn't just look pretty. It had a wild story baked into its metal. Now, let me tell you something real quick. Back in my college days, I was so broke I used to count out quarters at gas stations just to get a couple bucks in the tank. One day I was down to my last $5 and I remember digging through a jar of change my grandma gave me. Mostly pennies and nickels, but then I spotted this shiny quarter, 1978, with a D mint mark. I thought it was cool, maybe lucky. So what did I do? I'm researching this exact coin, and bam. I find out a 1978 D just like that one sold for over $1 million. I could have been eating steak and lobster every night instead of ramen noodles for 4 years. That cheeseburger was good, but it wasn't that good. Now every time I see a quarter, I flip it over like I'm Indiana Jones uncovering ancient treasure. First, make sure it has the little D under Washington's neck. That means it was minted in Denver. You want crisp edges, clean lines, and no signs of wear. Check the hair on Washington's head and the eagle feathers on the back. A high-grade coin looks like it just came out of the vending machine at Heaven's Lobby. Look for oddities. Is something off with the lettering? Is part of the image missing or weirdly stamped? That's your potential jackpot. Get it graded. If you think you've got a winner, don't just throw it on eBay for $5. Send it to a professional grading company. That's how you get the big money offers. You don't have to buy rolls of coins from a bank to get started. Check your change. Ask grandma if she's got an old coin jar. Look in glove compartments, drawers, yard sales, flea markets. I once saw a guy find a rare quarter taped to a birthday card from 20 years ago. Not all shiny 1978 D quarters are valuable. Some fakes are floating around. And some folks try to polish their coins thinking it'll increase the value. Don't do that. A cleaned coin is a sad coin in the eyes of collectors. Leave the dirt and history where it is. Also, watch out for online scammers. If someone says they'll buy your coin for big money without verifying it, that's a red flag taller than Bigfoot on stilts. I know, some folks think coin collecting is something you do when you're retired, wearing socks with sandals. But come on, it's treasure hunting you can do from your couch. You can start small. You don't need a vault or a safe or a pirate ship. Just a little curiosity, a magnifying glass, and maybe a peanut butter jar full of quarters. Plus, every coin tells a story. And once you start seeing money not just as money but as history, art, and potential gold mines, you're hooked. So, the next time you're handed change at the gas station or digging through your car's cup holder, take a second look. That 1978 D Washington quarter might not just buy you a gumball, it could buy you a house. Or a really, really nice vacation, and who knows, maybe the next big $1 million coin is sitting in your junk drawer right now, just waiting to be discovered. If you found this fun, helpful, or mildly mind-blowing, hit that like button, share it with your coin-loving friends or that uncle who hoards spare change, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. We're dropping videos every week with more hidden gems, collector secrets, and coin strategies to turn your pocket change into pure gold. Where we turn pocket change into serious change. Today's video is one that's going to knock your socks off. So if you're barefoot, well, consider yourself warned. We're talking about a 2017 P quarter. Yeah, you heard me right. A plain OL state quarter from 2017. But this one? It's not just any quarter. It's worth a whopping $1.3 million. That's right. One coin. $1. 1 decimal point. 6 zeros. Boom. Now, before you start flipping your couch cushions or checking your laundry room coin jar like a madman, stick with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this particular quarter is swimming in cash value. Plus, I've got a personal story to share about the time I almost threw away a coin that could have bought me a cabin in the Rockies. True story. So kick back, grab your coin jar, and maybe a cup of coffee, because we're going treasure hunting right in your own home. Alright, let's rewind to 2017. The fidget spinner was still a thing, people were going nuts over avocado toast, and the US Mint released a beautiful state quarter for the America the Beautiful series. That year, they featured the Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri. It's a pretty quarter, a little old mill house on the reverse, surrounded by forest and river. You've probably seen it dozens of times and never thought twice, but here's the twist. The P Mint mark on this coin, meaning it was minted in Philadelphia, is where the magic starts. A very small batch of these quarters came off the press with some pretty wild errors. We're talking die clashes, double dies, off-center strikes, and in the case of one particular quarter, a combination of multiple minting errors. That one coin is the star of today's show, and yes, it was verified, graded, and auctioned off for a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Let's break it down. This isn't about rarity in the way a 1700s coin might be rare. We're talking about minting mistakes that slipped past quality control. This specific 2017 P quarter had a dramatic double die on both obverse and reverse. That's a raised blob caused by a broken die end to top it off, a spectacular off-center strike. Basically, the mint machine must have had a full-on meltdown that day. And instead of being caught, this little mutant coin made it out into the world and landed in someone's pocket. Fast forward a few years, and it ends up at a coin show in Florida, where someone sharp-eyed enough realized what they had. That's the professional coin grading service, and graded MS-66 with multiple striking errors. The collector who snagged it? A casual hobbyist who just liked checking his pocket change. Next thing he knew, he was on the phone with an auction house, and now he's probably sipping margaritas on a beach somewhere. A few years back, I was moving. You know the drill, boxes everywhere, stress levels high, pizza boxes stacking up. While I was cleaning out the junk drawer, you know, the one with half-dead pens and expired coupons, I dumped out a Ziploc bag of coins. One quarter looked kinda funky. The image looked just a little off, like it was smudged. I shrugged, tossed it into the Coinstar bag, and kept packing. Fast forward a few months, I'm watching a YouTube video just like this one. The guy holds up a 2005 Kansas, In God We Rust, quarter, a misprint where the T in trust is missing. And I swear on my dog's chew toy, that was my coin. Since then, I double-check everything. I've got a loop by my kitchen counter and a mini LED flashlight in my glove box. My wife says I treat quarters better than I treat houseplants, and honestly, she's not wrong. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. How do you know if your 2017 P quarter is the one? It'll be a little P on the front, obverse, just next to Washington's ponytail, any doubling on the letters or design elements, especially on the words United States of America or Ozark Riverways. If the rim looks thick on one side and thin on the other, that's a clue, raised extra material on the coin. That doesn't belong, like blobs or ridges. If the image looks like it's sliding off the coin. If you've got something that matches these signs, do not, I repeat, do not spend it. Get that thing evaluated by a professional grading service. PCGS or NGC are your best bets. Even if it's not $1 million baby, it could still be worth thousands. And that's a pretty good return for a quarter you fished out of your laundry machine. the rare 2017 P quarter sold for $1.3 million because of its condition, rarity, and those crazy error features. But even lesser errors can still pull in anywhere from $100 to 10 grand, depending on the severity and how well the coin's been preserved. Collectors are still actively hunting for these. It's not like there's just one in the world. There could be a few more floating around in bank rolls, cash registers, or your grandpa's cigar box. Also, coin collecting has been having a little renaissance. With online forums, social media, and auction platforms, the market is hot, and the demand for rare errors is only going up. That means if you do find a gem, you've got a real shot at cashing in big time. That irregular-looking quarter from 2017 could change your life. That checking your change is not just something grandmas do. And that sometimes, the jackpot isn't in Vegas, it's jingling around in your car's cup holder, and trust me, you don't want to be the person who spent $1 million coin on a soda. If you found this video helpful, funny, or even mildly entertaining, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button. Give it a like, drop a comment below if you've ever found anything wild in your change, and don't forget to tap the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. We've got more coming, from coins worth big bucks, to clever strategies on how to find them, store them, and maybe even sell them for top dollar. So go grab that jar of change, my friends. Your treasure might be hiding in plain sight, where we turn pocket change into payday. Now listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you might just make you jump off the couch and go digging through every jar of spare change you've got. We're talking about a regular-looking quarter. That's right. Just your everyday, humble, little 25-cent piece. But here's the kicker. One of these bad boys from 1995 with a P mint mark recently made headlines for being worth a jaw-dropping $1.4 million. Yeah. Let that sink in. 1.4 million. For a quarter. Now before you go running to the gas station to get change for a 20, stick around. We're diving deep into what makes this coin so insanely valuable, how to know if you have one, and I'm even sharing a little personal story about the time I almost threw one away. Yeah, really. It still haunts me. So grab a snack, maybe a magnifying glass, and let's get into the story of the 1995 P Washington quarter that's making collectors lose their minds. Alright, first things first. Let's talk about what we're dealing with. The 1995 P Washington quarter was minted in Philadelphia, hence the P mint mark, and like most quarters, it features George Washington's head on the front. Nothing too flashy. It's not gold-plated. Doesn't shoot lasers. No, sir. Not all 1995 P quarters are created equal. While the US Mint pumped out hundreds of millions of these, only a few had an error that makes them rare, and rare equals value. It's all about the double die error. In simple terms, a double die happens when the coin gets stamped twice, slightly off each time, making the letters or images appear blurry or doubled. It's like the coin equivalent of a drunk text. But in the coin world, those little mess-ups can be worth a fortune. Now the 1995 P has a particularly dramatic double die error on the obverse. That's the front of the coin with George Washington. Look closely at the word liberty and the motto, "In God We Trust." If those letters look slightly shadowed or have a double image vibe, bingo, you might be holding onto $1 million prize. We're not talking about every 1995 P. Only the ones with the very specific double die error. So don't go selling your quarter just because it says 1995 and has a P on it. You gotta check for that error. Okay, now even if you've got the right coin, there's one more thing that'll make or break the value: the condition. Coin collectors are obsessed with condition. We're talking mint state, baby. A coin that looks like it just came off the press yesterday. These coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. The $1 million 1995 P quarter that sold? Graded at a near-perfect MS 67. That's museum quality stuff. So if you've got one with the double die error and it looks like it's been through the laundry 5 times, still might be worth something, just not millions. But if it's shiny, sharp, and clean, oh boy, you might want to start planning a vacation. A few years ago, I was helping my cousin move. You know the drill, lifting boxes, sweating buckets, and trying to avoid breaking anything important. Well, we were cleaning out an old junk drawer and found this little plastic bag full of coins that I picked up a 1995 quarter and joked, "Wouldn't it be funny if this was worth something?" He laughed. I laughed. Then I chucked it into a mason jar. Fast forward a couple of weeks, I'm watching the news and what do I see? A story about a 1995 p quarter with a double die error selling for over $1 million. I too late. He had taken it to the bank to cash in for a pizza and some energy drinks. So yeah, we possibly bought pepperoni and Red Bull with $1 million coin. The moral? Check your change before you spend it. Alright, if you're still with me, you're probably wondering, where can I find one? And if I do? First, check your change. Look in old jars, sock drawers, your car's cup holder, and definitely grandma's coin purse. You'd be amazed at what's hiding in plain sight. If you think you've got a winner, don't clean it. Seriously, collectors hate that. Just store it safely and take it to a reputable coin dealer. Or even better, get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC will officially rate your coin, and that's how you get the big bucks. eBay is great for seeing what similar coins are selling for, but for something this valuable, you'll want a real auction house. Think Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Look for that double die on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. Mint condition can mean serious cash, like $1.4 million kind of cash. Don't clean it. Don't spend it. Don't toss it in a Coinstar machine. Please. If you think this is wild, there are so many more coins out there that could be worth hundreds, thousands, even millions. You just have to know what to look for. So here's my call to action, and I mean it from the bottom of my coin-loving heart. Subscribe to this channel right now, because every week we drop tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth money. I'm talking quarters, dimes, nickels, even those weird foreign coins you forgot you had. And if you're into turning pocket change into treasure hunts, you're in the right place. Tap that subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss a beat, and hey, if you found today's video helpful or just kinda hilarious, smash that like button and share it with a friend who always seems to have spare change lying around. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and remember, the next time you pick up a quarter, don't just spend it, inspect it. You never know when 25 cents might turn into $1 million miracle. Hey, what if I told you that a coin you might have passed around for a soda or dropped in a vending machine tray could actually be worth over $1 million? No kidding. $1.5 million, to be exact. I'm talking about the 2008 P Arizona quarter. Yeah, that same one with the cactus and the Grand Canyon on it. You might be saying, come on man, how in the world can a plain OL quarter from my change jar be worth more than my car, my house, and probably my student loans combined? Well, buckle up. You're about to find out how this little desert coin turned into a desert goldmine. So if you're into coins, casual collecting, or you're just hoping your junk drawer holds your next $1 million payday, you're in the right place. Grab a drink, sit back, and let's dive into the wild and spiky world of the 2008 P Arizona quarter. Let's get the basics out of the way first. The 2008 Arizona quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program that ran from 1999 through 2008. Each state got its own design, and Arizona's showed off the Grand Canyon and the famous saguaro cactus. It's beautiful, for a coin. But the one we're talking about? The one worth a cool $1.5 million, that one's got a twist. See, it was minted in Philadelphia, that's what the P stands for, and it's not just rare. It has something, a little off. And when it comes to coins, off usually means cha-ching. Now I know what you're thinking. How can a quarter from 2008 be worth more than a mansion with a pool? It's all about errors, baby. Minting errors. The golden goose of coin collectors, the $1.5 million Arizona quarter is believed to have a rare die break. Specifically, some versions of this coin have what's called an extra cactus leaf, but that's a nice way of putting it. It's a weird, jagged chunk of metal that kinda grows out of the cactus like it just had too much guac and mutated. This die break is so distinctive and so rare, collectors have gone absolutely bonkers trying to get their hands on one. And let me tell you, there aren't many out there. This isn't one of those cases where 1,000 people have it and it's just gone up in value. Nah. This one's the unicorn of the coin desert, and because one sold at auction for a whopping $1.5 million, it's now a hot topic among collectors, YouTubers like me, and regular folks just hoping lightning strikes in their junk drawer. A few years back, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. He had this old Folgers coffee can, you know the one, red and dusty, full of change. I'm like, jackpot, this could be fun. So I dump it out, start sifting through pennies, nickels, quarters, and boom. I find a shiny 2008 Arizona quarter. My heart jumps. I think, could this be the one? I whip out the magnifying glass like Sherlock Holmes on a caffeine bender. I look at the cactus, and, nope. No weird growth, no jagged extra leaf, just a normal boring cactus living its best Arizona life. Man, I was crushed. It was like being told you won the lottery, but only in Monopoly money. Still, that quarter got me hooked. That's what started this whole crazy coin journey for me. So yeah, that Arizona quarter might not have made me rich, but it sure lit a fire. Now here's where you want to pay attention. If you've got a 2008 Arizona quarter, here's how to check if you're holding a mini fortune. First, look for the mint mark. If it's a P under, "In God We Trust," on the front, boom, you're in the running. Now flip it over. Look closely at the left side of the saguaro cactus. If there's an extra leaf sticking out where it shouldn't be, almost like the cactus grew a mutant arm, you may just have struck gold. Be sure to look at it under good lighting. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe helps a lot. Do not clean the coin. Cleaning can ruin the value faster than you can say, "I messed up." If you think it's the real deal, take it to a professional coin grader. PCGS or NGC are the big dogs here. They can authenticate and slab your coin, which basically means putting it in a sealed plastic case and giving it a grade. Shope you like champagne and steak dinners, my friend. Now let's talk about what's going on with this coin right now. While the big $1.5 million sale set the internet on fire, most versions of this era coin trade for much lower, still thousands, though. A solid specimen can pull in anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000, depending on the condition, but that high-end sale changed everything. Collectors are on alert. Dealers are paying attention. And the demand for high-grade, rare Arizona quarters has gone cactus crazy. So if you've got one of these coins, or you're hunting through your change, now is the time. This market is sizzling like an egg on a Phoenix sidewalk. If you want to find one of these babies, you've got options. Start with your spare change. Seriously. Check your couch cushions, your car's cup holders, your coat pockets from 2009. You never know. Second, hit up local coin shows, flea markets, estate sales. People often sell old coin collections without knowing what they've got. Roll hunting. Go to the bank, grab a few rolls of quarters, and sift through them. Yeah, it takes time, but think of it like treasure hunting. You're just a pirate in sweatpants. Alright, my coin-curious friends, we've gone deep into the Arizona quarter saga. From mutant cactus leaves to million-dollar auctions, this story's got everything: mystery, money, and even emotional heartbreak involving a dusty Folgers can point. One little error can make a quarter worth more than a house. Always check your change. You never know when you're holding a rare piece of history, and hey, even if you don't find a jackpot, you're still learning, still hunting, and still having fun. If you enjoyed this video and you want more tips on coins worth real money, strategies for spotting valuable errors, and stories that mix laughs with legit info, hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Leave a comment if you think you've got an Arizona quarter hiding somewhere in your house. Or maybe tell me about your biggest coin collecting win, or fail, and hey, keep your eyes peeled and your pockets full. You never know which coin will be your $1 million moment.